My mother said one sentence at the dinner table that changed everything. She looked at me and said I was not even half the woman my sister is. The room went silent, and I felt something inside me finally break after years of being ignored and compared. I'm Clara Mason, and my whole life I lived in the shadow of my sister Vivian. She was always the favorite, always praised, always seen as the success of the family, while I was the quiet one who was expected to accept less and stay in the background. Every Friday I returned home because my parents insisted on family time, but it never felt equal. My father admired Vivian constantly, and my mother treated her like the standard of perfection. No matter what I achieved, it was never enough compared to her. I worked hard for everything in my life. I paid for my education, worked multiple jobs, and built my career in logistics from scratch. Meanwhile, Vivian received constant support and attention, and somehow in my family, her smallest success mattered more than my biggest effort. The tension in the family had always been there, but that night it felt heavier. My parents and Vivian were talking about her achievements again, and I was ignored even when I tried to share my own success. It felt like I was invisible in my own home. Then my father mentioned the house mortgage and praised Vivian for helping with it. I stayed quiet, but inside I knew the truth. For 3 years, I had been the one paying the mortgage to keep their home safe while they credited someone else. When my mother insulted me and said I was not even half the woman my sister is, something inside me snapped. I stood up calmly and told them if I was so worthless, then Vivian should take over the mortgage payments from now on. The room froze. My father looked shocked when I told them I had been paying the mortgage for years. The truth suddenly destroyed the story they had been telling themselves for a long time. I walked out that night and stopped all payments immediately. For the first time, I chose myself instead of their approval, and the silence from them afterward felt like freedom instead of pain. Weeks later, they tried reaching out, but I kept my distance. I focused on my life, my work, and rebuilding my peace. I started realizing I did not need their validation to know my worth. Then I found out they were celebrating Vivian for saving the house. I decided to go, not to argue but to show the truth. I brought all the proof of my payments and waited for the right moment. At the dinner, I revealed everything in front of everyone. The room went silent as the truth came out. My parents were shocked, Vivian was speechless, and for the first time, the real story could not be hidden anymore. I left that place feeling lighter than I had in years. Later, my parents apologized and tried to fix things, but I set boundaries. I told them I would move forward only with honesty, not lies or comparisons. Now I live a life where I am no longer invisible. I am not fighting for attention anymore, because I finally chose myself, and that changed everything.